Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
All right, peoples. I am streaming simultaneously on YouTube and on Instagram. So, hello, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are enjoying this. Those of you on Instagram, you are a bit behind the show. So, you're going to get things over here on Instagram late. Just so you know, it's going to be behind. All right. But hello to y'all. Those of you guys who are over here on YouTube, I can see your comments and I can see your comments over here on Instagram as well. I'm doing double duty. We're doing double duty over here. Okay. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot to go over. Smackdown was a pretty calm, cool, and collected show, if we're going to be honest. We're not going to do too much going into it because a lot of this is going to be about predictions for tomorrow night as well as tomorrow afternoon for Stand and Deliver. And we're going to be talking about Sunday. We got a lot going on. So let's get into SmackDown today. The show kicked off with Seth giving his own pipe bomb. He essentially told everybody that the real reasoning behind the Shield was to be CM Punk's Shield. They were, in essence, brought up to the main roster because they were meant to be his minions of sort. They were his guys. They were supposed to be brought in and ushered in through CM Punk. But because CM Punk had his own issues and didn't really care about anything else at the time, that all got thrown to the wayside. But the Shield wasn't wasted. We know what the Shield actually became and what it led to in terms of Roman, John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, and of course Seth Rollins' careers. Now, hold tight, y'all. It says, bro, that's so wild that I called this out 3 years ago. Congratulations. So, as we begin to listen to Seth Rollins, he basically cut down each person that was a part of this match and why this match is so important. He says whoever wins sets the tone and provides a trajectory for the next phase of wrestling and where it will go. In a sense, he's correct, which is more than likely why there are only 2 people who will come out of this match as winners. And I'm going to tell you who they are later on tonight when we get into predictions. So, after that, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember everything. Generally, I don't remember everything. I know that we had a couple matches on this card and there was an injury. So let's just do some round robin and get some of this stuff out the way. Rey Mysterio, he got injured. Rey Mysterio got injured during his match today with the 6-man tag team match. I know what happened after the show, during the show, after Seth Rollins' speech. it was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But I want to get some of the things that are fresh on my mind out the way. So I think Rey Mysterio is injured pretty badly. There's a video or a couple videos of him being literally carried out of the arena today. After the match was over, Rey was not in the match. There were like at least 2 or 3 doctors sitting there with him. And I don't believe for a minute that that man was not injured. In fact, I do believe that he is. I don't think that he's going to be the one to face off against El Grande Americano. He's either going to be replaced by Rey Fenix or Dragon Lee. One of them is going to take that slot and they're going to have that match between them. And it may or may not go in the direction that it was supposed to go in. It really doesn't matter, honestly, but I am sad that Rey Mysterio was injured. I never want to wish an injury on any wrestler. So I hope that he gets well. But I don't think that he's going to get well enough to make it to tomorrow night's match, which I believe his match was tomorrow night, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
I believe it was tomorrow night. So I don't believe that he's going to be ready to go by tomorrow. I honestly believe that his injury has, in fact, sidelined him, which is very sad because I wasn't hating on Rey Mysterio, to be honest, but I was hating on the match itself. But I would never, ever wish this type of pain or suffering on anybody. Never in the world. I want to keep that. Never, ever would I do that. So I am so sorry that that man is injured. It's for your face. Okay. I gotta be washed. All right. So we are gonna move on. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal was the next match. Was the match that we saw after Seth Rollins' promo was cut. Everybody came out there, and the last 2 people they showed entrances for was for Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix. So the match was cool. It came to Rey Fenix, Shinsuke, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes, which I thought was a very interesting match or mix of people. And we got a lot of nice little eliminations. Otis eliminated everybody in Alpha in American Made. He eliminated all of them. Chad Gable was essentially eliminated by Rey Fenix, I believe. Him or Dragon Lee. I can't remember which one of them did it. You done? You done, Sugarfoot?
No, but
you done with the noise though? At least with the noise. All the noise.
Maybe
Gosh. Sound like you crumpling paper back there. Jesus. Right. Why you messing with me? Anyways, don't get married. Anyways, it's a trap. Don't do it. Listen. Rey Fenix ended up having a ball in this match. He almost won it, but he was eliminated by El Grande Americano because Chad Gable was eliminated by Rey Fenix. Okay. Now, after this came down to the last, because before that, Shinsuke had got eliminated, didn't he?
I think so. I can't remember.
I want to say Shinsuke had already been eliminated. What's this? I don't need this. They calling me for money now. So I want to say Shinsuke was already gone, but it ended up. I know what those are. Those are heels. But it ended up with
he's yellow.
You like those, huh?
Right
Nigga, I can't do this and go live. I can't even keep it going because he's a menace to society.
He's cool. My first one's in that closet.
I haven't worn those shoes in years. I'm not doing this with you right now.
I didn't say anything.
The look on your face.
Once they keep trying to steal it, she's gonna get cut.
Please. You won't let me do this. So it came down to the 3 guys: Rey Fenix, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes Well, El Grande Americano ended up eliminating Rey Phoenix, and then it came down to Andrade and Carmelo. They always put up really good fight against each other. It's always fun to watch them. So I really enjoyed watching them battle it out. I thought Andrade was going to take it, but he could not. And he couldn't because Carmelo Hayes had him scouted, and he literally went in there and scouted that Spanish fly before he can get it off. And he was able to best Andrade and become the winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And I think right now, in terms of height, Carmelo Hayes is probably the smallest competitor to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And I really hope that this is the momentum to push Carmelo Hayes into a different stratosphere, not in tag team contingency, but possibly very soon in the near future, like midways to, the year when it comes to SummerSlam. It possibly could be a title for the U.S. Championship, something along those lines. Now, I'm curious as to how that's going to play out, but I'm hoping that winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal gives people a leg up rather than, just be something for them to do a Mania weekend. I really want that to be a stepping stone, just like anything else that you could do in WWE could possibly turn into a stepping stone. So we had that. Love that for us. Okay. The guys have had their moment in the sun. The next thing we saw was a promo from Rhea Bloody Ripley. Rhea Ripley came out there and she was talking about how, she kind of lost her way a little bit. She lost her way a little bit. She was, blaming people for stuff, but she's not going to come out here and make any excuses. She's going to be very simple. It's a light, but you could throw it away. She's going to be very simple about this, and it's just going to be, look, I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to beat Bianca, and I'm going to beat Io Sky, and that's that. I don't need to explain myself any further. Now, when Io came out, Io was getting ready to talk, but Bianca Belair comes out. And after Bianca comes out, Bianca's still getting booed. Not understanding why Big Sis is getting booed. Very confused. But Bianca came out, and Bianca was like, if y'all thought y'all was going to be out here talking about me and bringing up my name, and I not come out here and defend myself, you're crazy. She was like, that's not going down like that. Okay? Now, she was like, look, you can spin it however you want to, but when it comes to WrestleMania, I'm going to win. I'm going to bring that title back home to me, and it's whatever. Now, Naomi comes out, and Naomi's like, I've been calling, texting, and you've been ducking and dodging me. And you finally had to show your ass up back over here on Smackdown. And when you come over here, you pay me dust. Like, sis, what's tea? Bianca like, you already know what's going on. And I told you the last time that you and I were done. I made it very clear. It was very plain. She was like, so you're not going to let me explain? You're not going to listen to me? You're not going to talk to me? And Bianca was like, I'm not doing this with you right here, right now. We're not doing that. Now, in the midst of all of this, Jade Cargill come out there. Jade try to go after Naomi, and Bianca steps in front of her, and she like, so you going to take her side? You going to take her side? And Bianca's like, no, I don't want y'all to be doing this here. This is not the time for this. And Naomi done ran around the side of the ring and went in there and attacked Jade, knocking them out. Now, in the meantime of Naomi running around the ring, Rhea steps in Jade's face and tell Jade, girl, whatever the fuck you got going on ain't got nothing to do with us. Like, you need to manage your motherfucking business and go handle your shit somewhere else. Because ain't nobody called you out here. You ain't got no business being out here. This is champions conversation. Okay? You're not a part of that. You go handle that little shit you got with Naomi somewhere else. Meanwhile, Naomi bust her Jade in the back. The girl falling in fucking Rhea face. Rhea hits Bianca, everybody laid out. Io Sky just standing there holding the title, looking like a ping pong ball. Just, girl, this is a mess. Everybody fighting. Rhea and Bianca fighting. Jade and Naomi fighting. They scrapping. Bitch, the goddamn security come down, breaking everybody up. Io get tired, climb to the top, and just moonsaults on everybody. Everybody gets laid out except for Jade Cargill. Naomi done ran her ass to the back. Naomi gone. She ain't nowhere to be found. She gone. Everybody else just laid out. Rhea Ripley done been laid out. Bianca Belair done been laid out. Okay? Everybody is laid out. And that's how the segment went off. So a lot of people was like, what is going on here? Like, why are y'all still intertwining this all together? Because there are stories that have no finishes to them. Now, it is very, very easy for things to go haywire when it comes to WrestleMania weekend, especially when you don't have definitive endings to these stories. Now, in Bianca Belair's defense, she did sever it. She severed it very clean with Naomi. She was like, girl, whatever the fuck you got going on, I don't want nothing to do with that. You was dead ass wrong for attacking her like this and taking her out. You wrong. And I don't want nothing to do with you. She made that very clear. Naomi done lost it. Naomi is on a planet all by herself. And Jade Cargill is fueled with rage and revenge. She can't see past her own face. Pure tunnel vision. Same thing with Naomi. Now, we're going to talk about how this could potentially affect Bianca Belair in her match this Sunday, depending on who wins at WrestleMania between Naomi and Jade Cargill. Okay? We're going to talk about that. But first, we got to get a few things out the way, like the rest of this Smackdown. So, the boys had the tag team match. It was going pretty decent at first. But then, all of a sudden, DIY comes out there and causes the match to be a no contest because both teams got attacked during the match. Okay? Both teams. So, because of that, that means that Street Profits are still the champions. And Motor City Machine Guns, they no longer can contest for the titles, at least at that point. So, DIY being so upset that they lost their tag team championships. Let me make something very clear. When they defended their titles against the Street Profits, they lost them fair and square. And then when they had the chance to win an opportunity to go back after those titles, they are the ones who pulled the turnbuckle, the cover off the turnbuckle. It wasn't Motor City Machine Guns that was trying to cheat. It was y'all. So for y'all to now be mad that y'all got screwed when you literally did this to yourself is fucking crazy. If it was Motor City Machine Guns that pulled the turnbuckle off, I would not be saying anything. But it was y'all who untied it. It was either you or Tommaso. I remember, I want to say it was Tommaso. It was y'all who pulled the turnbuckle down, at least untied it. Now, if it came off because Motor City Machine Guns didn't know you untied it and it popped off, that's different. But you untied that shit. I remember it. I saw it. So for you to still be obsessive over these tag team titles, knowing that you lost them fair and square, knowing that you lost the opportunity to go back after them fair and square is weird. It's weird and crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? Good God. So they hijacked the damn titles while the Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns are laid out from their attack, mind you. They steal the titles. Nick Aldis not only has to put out that fire, but then here come Hurricane Chelsea. Chelsea comes into Nick's office with a whole goddamn addendum because she felt like what she had to go through last week was a travesty. She wants the referee reprimanded. She wanted Joe Tessitore reprimanded. And because she felt like she shouldn't have lost last week because it wasn't her fault. Chelsea girl, when you're in a match and you don't make it through the 10 count, what's that called? Anybody in class know what that's called?
I believe that is what they call a count out.
Very good. Very good, student. Gold star for Gerard.
Yay, me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called a 10 count. It also could be referred to as a loss. Gold stars all around for the students paying attention. You finna lose your gold star soon.
I can't lose that gold star, baby. I'll put a ring on the teacher. That gold star permanent.
Anyway. You're such a dick. Anyways, Chelsea, as long as you've been wrestling, dear, you know better, okay? You know full well that in order for you to win the match, you need to be in the ring, not standing outside, okay? Shut up, Marcel. Here they're talking about infinite gold stars. You mind your business. Not standing outside arguing with people during a match. If the match was over, that would be fine. You would be well within your right to do that. But it was during the match. So you gave her the win. That's your fault. Yeah. Yeah, that's on you, babe. That's not Joe's fault. That's not the ref's fault. That's you. Ow. That hurt. Say sorry or something.
I didn't realize that he was playing. My bad, baby.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hit my leg like that, that shit hurt. Anyways, so when she said she wanted this to be rectified, Nicholas said, okay, you know what, Chelsea, you are so right. I do believe that there was a travesty that happened last week, and we are going to rectify it. So Chelsea Green will face off against Zelina Vega again. And this time, since it's a one-on-one match, her service is not needed for the ring. So her service, you guys can make sure you hang back here in the back. Okay, enjoy the catering. Enjoy your food because you've been banned from ringside. Yeah. So Chelsea, I hope you guys enjoy your match. Okay. And I've got to go handle some real business. You make sure you have yourself a great night. Thanks. Thanks for coming by. Love that. Nicholas wasn't having that shit. He like, it's WrestleMania weekend. I don't have time to be dealing with your bullshit. Okay, I don't. I'm not about to deal with it. Okay. So they went on ahead and Chelsea had a whole fit, child. She in there crying, screaming, hollering. She is upset, honey. Now, after that, we saw Nicholas catch up to DIY, and he was like, hey, don't make me have to whoop your ass to get these damn titles. Now, listen, y'all know what y'all did was dead ass wrong, okay? Yeah, girl, I'm live on Instagram. Hey, Nicole. Anyway. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, YouTube. Okay. Oh. Post, goddammit. Thank you. Anyways, okay. So she said, I just know Mania catering hits. It probably do, girl. I think that catering is good all around from what I hear. It's pretty decent catering. But anyways, so after that, Nick Aldis go to DIY and tell him, listen, I don't want to have to whoop your ass for them titles. Give them up. And DIY like, no, we were robbed. And he was like, listen, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. Either way, the titles is coming off of you, baby. Now the Street Profits is on some thug nigga shit because they came running up like, you better give us our shit, but we whoop your ass. We don't give a damn about Nick Aldis being there. Then Motor City Machine Guns come behind them like some little micro mini pimps trying to to fight and reach over Nick. Y'all know y'all reach is not long enough to reach over Nick Aldis. Okay? You can barely reach over yourselves. Okay? Just some tiny, tiny men. Tiny men. Anyways, Nick Aldis had the security holding him back. He said, I told y'all got a choice. It's either the easy way, which is to just hand them over, or the hard way. You don't want the hard way. So Tommaso and Johnny Gargano, being the little bitches that they are, they gave him the championships, okay? And Nick Aldis was like, I'm sick of this shit. Y'all can't never just handle y'all shit in the ring and be done with it. Y'all got to act like little bitch ass niggas when y'all get done, and I'm tired of it. So here's how we finna handle this. You three are gonna be in a ladder match next week, okay? Next week, y'all are gonna compete in a ladder match. These are gonna be hanging over the ring, and whoever grabs them is gonna be champion. That's the end of that. Now, I don't think it's fair that the Street Profits have to be put in a ladder match when in all actuality, all they did was defend their tag team championships. I don't like that. But I'm all for the Street Profits being on TV, and I want them to win. I do not want Motor City Machine Guns to beat them, and I do not want DIY to get the titles back. I want the Street Profits to stay champion. I do. Y'all did all that work to build them back up, only for them to drop the titles back to the Motor City Machine Guns? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Triple H, find somebody else. Find somebody else, Triple H, because we're tired. Okay. Now, Zelina Vega went up against Chelsea. Chelsea and Zelina Vega had their matches. Zelina Vega won with a beautiful cold red. Now, for the beginning of that match, Chelsea was whooping Zelina Vega's ass. Okay, Zelina Vega was getting tore up, honey. She was getting tore up. Now, here's a little bit of information. The 25th is next Friday. Okay, that's next Friday. And if y'all notice, when Zelina Vega came out there was a vignette that popped up that's been all over social media and all over WWE for the whole month of March and this month of April. And it kept having the number 4 in there. Now it's saying 425-25. Aleister Black is that 4. Okay, you see how messy Triple H and them is. You see how they had Zelina Vega come out there, and then they had Aleister Black vignette come up there. Oh, that's messy, child. That's messy. But Aleister Black is showing up Friday over on Smackdown. Now, me personally, I would have had the man show up at Mania in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? But that's just moi. That's just me. Now, we also had a 6-man tag team match. Chad Gable was in the back giving Rey Fenix the blues because El Grande Americano eliminated him from the match. Okay? And all of the luchadors was attacking Chad Gable in this match. They all had a hand in eliminating him, and Rey Fenix ended up giving the final blow, if I remember. But all of them had a hand in eliminating Chad Gable because they don't like that motherfucker. And I don't fucking blame them. Okay, surround his ass and whip his ass. Okay, Golf of America, my ass, whoop his ass. Okay, because he is tripping. Now, him and American Made or MAGA Made is back there being bullies, teasing and shit, crying and shit about how Rey Fenix got beat or whatever. Now, Chad said, y'all finna jump me? Be honest. Yeah, they jumped him, baby. They jumped him. I'm over on Instagram, and Rico was talking about it. But anyways, so look. When they got to tussling, having a conversation, The Dragon Lee came to Ray Phoenix's defense and was like, nah, we know this motherfucker. This motherfucker's always on some bullshit. Don't play into his bullshit. Dead ass. Then Rey Mysterio walked up and was like, man, since you want to talk all this shit, you know what I'm saying? It sounded to me like you don't want to wait till WrestleMania. It sounded to me like you defending El Grande Americano. You real mad, like you big mad that we talking shit about El Grande Americano. Why? It don't have nothing to do with you. Remember? And Chad was like, he was he was giving one of them. It's what are you talking about? I'm just saying. What are you saying? From my understanding, you said El Grande Americano ain't you. That's what you said. So what you mad for? Why are you in your feelings? Are you from the Gulf of America? No. Okay. Boy, go to bed, Rico. Go to bed. So they was like, we can settle this right now. Let's just have us a good old-fashioned 6-man tag team match. It'll be Ray Phoenix, me, and Dragon Lee against y'all fools. And of course, Brutus's stupid ass is cackling like y'all can't be serious. Like, bitch, we're dead ass. It's me and you. The fuck? Let's go. So they let the match go. So it's a 6-man tag team match. Okay. He said, I'm supporting you right now, though. I appreciate the support, but go to bed. Close thine eyes. Rest. Okay. So they had their match. During the match, Rey Mysterio got injured. This is what I was talking about earlier. Rey Mysterio got injured. He never got back up from that injury. Afterwards, Ray Phoenix and Dragon Lee were able to finish the match. But Dragon Lee left before the ref could hold his arm up. And when Ray Phoenix realized that Rey Mysterio wasn't in the ring and neither was Dragon Lee, he also left out of the ring. And you saw the two doctors over there with him, and the camera cut and it never went back over there to them. Rey Mysterio is injured. I don't believe that he's going to make it to Mania tomorrow. That injury seemed really extensive. He was not able to walk on his leg to leave the arena. The doctors had to carry him out. I think something is really, really wrong, and they're either going to scrap that match or they're going to replace him with one of the other guys like Dragon Lee, or maybe even Ray Phoenix will be on that card. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't mind if they let Ray Phoenix do it since he's the one who had an altercation with El Grande Americano tonight. And I also wouldn't mind if they had it with Dragon Lee because he has his own history with El Grande Americano. Personally, I think all the luchadors and everybody of Latino descent in WWE should come out there and whip his ass for cosplaying in their culture, because we don't play that shit, okay? But I'm going to let them handle their business. But if it was me, I'd be whipping ass. I'd be whooping ass. I'm not playing. Anywhoosies, we also had, what did we have? We had a match with LA Knight, making a gauntlet. Mm-hmm. They could. That would add a lot more people to the match. They could make it a gauntlet. She said, I second that presidential motion, period. Whip his ass. Anyways, and have Gable be pinned every time. Child. The mess. Anyways, there was another match on the card. It ended up turning into 2 matches. LA Knight was supposed to face off against Tama Tonga, but he ended up messing Tama Tonga's hand up and attacking him before the match could even start, before the show even started. This led to Solo replacing Tama Tonga in this match. The 2 men had a pretty decent match, but eventually, as the match began to heat up and LA Knight began to get his momentum, Jacob Fatu came out there and cost LA Knight the match. He ended up winning due to disqualification, but these two attacked LA Knight. This led to Braun Strowman coming out there, and that led to the match being changed from a singles match to a tag team match. It was Solo and Jacob versus Braun Strowman and LA Knight. which LA Knight and Braun Strowman ended up winning. And y'all know my golden rule. Usually, if you come out on top right before the PLE, you more than likely are going to be on the receiving end of a loss. One way or another, you're going to lose. Now, before we get into John Cena and Cody Rhodes' interaction with each other, there were some vignettes that were cut between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Now, interestingly, they had Wade Barrett interview both Charlotte and Tiffany at separate locations and at separate times. Now, Wade Barrett last week was very vocal about getting in Charlotte's face about an attack on Tiffany Stratton. And quite frankly, I found that to be quite hypocritical when he was just sitting there but a few moments ago watching Drew McIntyre massacre Damian Priest. When I say he massacred him, he laid him out, messed up his back, and was looking him in his eyes as Damian Priest is trying to catch his breath, laying on the ground. I didn't see Wade Barrett move a flinch. He didn't move a second. But the moment Charlotte comes out there and attacks Tiffany Stratton, all of a sudden, we got to protect her? No, we're not going to do that. Now, here's where I have some problems with Tiffany Stratton specifically. Charlotte Flair answered her question from Wade Barrett very clearly. And she did it in a way without attacking or accusing Tiffany Stratton for anything that has happened. She made it very clear. She didn't like what was said. And she said it has gone to being personal, but she's not happy about that because that's not what she wanted. She kept it on the professional level. Even still, in this moment where she could have went, fuck that bitch, I whooped her ass because I felt like it. That's not what she said. She said, I don't like the fact that it's gotten here, but it's good because the fans are invested. They're invested. They want to see how it's going to happen. They want to see Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton battle it out at Mania. And that, to me, is what matters. She said that we've gotten past it. This is what she said. We've gotten past it, but I am glad that it went there because the fans are invested. Now, this is how you can tell the difference between somebody who fully understands that the situation is a little bit too volatile, or it shouldn't have gotten there, and she still kept it professional in this interview with Wade Barrett. Because when you look at Tiffany Stratton, she took no accountability for what she said to Charlotte Flair a few weeks ago. She made it seem like she did what she did because of what Charlotte said about her. Let's be clear. When Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton had that split confrontation, and they was on two different videos, Charlotte cut her off, true enough, but when she had the opportunity to speak, she didn't say anything. She said, I was questioning myself. I questioned if I really belonged here. I questioned all of that. But then I went back and I did some research and I got my lick back in the end. So it was because I felt like I was being bullied. You felt bullied. So, okay, let's go back to when you first debuted on the Smackdown roster. People were getting interviewed and you were cutting into their interviews, talking about how you needed to be the one that they were talking about. How about when you walked up to Michin and slapped her in her face? Or when you cut off Naomi when she was in the middle of her interview, going all up in her business? Is that not you bullying the other girls? It's strange when you're starting to get a taste of your own medicine. You don't like that shit. That shit nasty, ain't it? It's nasty because that's how you were serving it. You're getting exactly what you deserved. The reason why you got ate up on the microphone a few weeks ago is because your ass can't hang. So you had to sit back, wait, and watch an interview of Charlotte on the Sherry Shepherd show and say, oh, yeah, she just got divorced. I got it. That's the only thing you could think of to go after Charlotte for was her divorce. You couldn't go after the fact where you started was a good start. You said the bitch was in her basement getting drunk trying to be a volleyball star. Kudos, bitch. That's common knowledge. We all knew that. That was a good start. Yeah, it said that she's a nepo baby with thinking she got too much power and she really don't. Cool, love that. You should have stayed in that vein. You also went to the fans. The fans don't love you. They don't respect you. They ain't got nothing for you. Fair enough. That's fair trade because it's true. A lot of fans don't respect her and don't love her. I don't know why, but they don't. They don't. You was right there. You was cutting decent promo where you went off the rails talking about I hit the kill shot. No, what you did was you went low. You went low because the last time you was sitting up there, you didn't know how to combat what she was saying. You didn't know how to combat and come back at her. She didn't say nothing about your man. She didn't say nothing about your surgery to fix your nose, your lips. She didn't say nothing about your titties being redone. She didn't say nothing about that shit. Nothing. She was talking specifically about your wrestling career and where you are headed and how you aren't ready to go up against her. You don't have it because you didn't have it when you were sitting your ass right there. She gagged your ass and you got mad and decided that you needed to use her divorce and her feelings about her divorce against her, and you was like, I that's the best way I can get her. And I ain't gonna lie, you got her. But then when she was whipping your ass the next week, you and your feelings, you want to say the girl bullying you. She not bullying you. She not bullying you. Babes, that's called cutting a promo, honey. You didn't have a problem when you was talking shit in NXT about all the girls in NXT. How you was telling all of them that they was your subordinates, they was less than you, or when you brought your ass up to the main roster and you was running around here giving everybody the fucking blues. Now it's strange how Charlotte Flair's a bully, but Nia Jax was the one who had her hand around your neck.
That was bullying your ass.
That's strange. How come you ain't give Nia all that smoke? I'm confused. Why you ain't tell Nia she was bullying you? Because Nia was the one who was choking your ass out every week. Nia was the one grabbing you by your head, talking shit to you like you was crazy. Nia was the one treating you like you was gum underneath her shoe. That wasn't Charlotte. Charlotte was at home rehabbing her knee, baby. The ones who was bullying you was Candice LeRae when she was pushing your ass out. You didn't have that smoke for Candice. You let that little bitch take over and take all your shit from you. But you didn't say nothing about them, but you're going to sit your punk ass on TV, talk about somebody bullying you. Bitch, you're a grown woman. You're grown. And you are on one of the grandest stages of them all. If you think Charlotte Flair is bullying you, as long as your career could be, you're going to get cut up by a lot of people. And if you come across the right people, they're going to rip your ass to shreds. I'm so glad your ass didn't come up in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, because Chris Jericho would have had your titty. Chris Jericho would have had your titty progression on the screen. Ask Stephanie McMahon. Ask Stephanie what he did to her. He showed everybody how big her titties got. Do you hear me? That's bullying. That's bullying. What you got into was a pissing match and you couldn't hang. And to be honest, if you have to go back and do research, because you could have did your research before you sat down with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte had been owning your little ass for the last 3 weeks. And you came and sat down while they was getting ready to do an interview. You let her cut you off. Could never have been me. There is no way in the world I'm finna sit down to an interview they address me first, and I be quiet and let a bitch talk over me, you crazy in your motherfucking head. I'd have told Charlotte, pipe down. Pipe down. They talking to me. Your name not Tiffany. That's not your motherfucking name. Is that your name? Is that your name? No. Your name is Charlotte. If they wanted the queen to talk, they would have addressed the queen. They didn't. They addressed me. Anyways, go to your question. She's going to talk and say whatever she wants to say, but you're talking to me. So your question is what? Okay, thank you. And I will be talking loud as fuck, and I'll be like, and you're wondering how I'm going to beat her at WrestleMania. I'm going to beat her just like I've beaten everybody else that I've beaten in this company. I've come into this company. I've been able to shoot my shot. I've been able to go up to the top of the mountain in NXT, and I'm already on the top of the mountain in WWE. And I've only been here for almost over a little more than a year. Girl, need I say more? Charlotte Flair, yes, Charlotte Flair is the queen. 17, almost 17 titles, excuse me. She's not going to get that 17th title off of me, or the 16th off of me, or the 15th off of me. But Charlotte Flair, many titles, many accolades, many achievements. Love that for her. But the one thing she can say, and one thing she can't say about me is that she is going to surpass me in my career. Because I'm going to be here when she decides to hang up the boots. That's the point. So whether I win, lose, or draw, it really doesn't matter. I've been able to get myself here, be able to be at the top of the mountain, and now she's chasing after me for my championship. And if she starts bringing it up, talking about some, oh yeah, you won it through a cash-in. Oh, I'm like, oh, I won it through a cash-in. Oh, you mean all the times that everybody's cashed in on you? Is that what you're mad about? Because every time you have had the title, somebody is cashing in on you. For you to be a queen, you sure cannot make sure your subordinates are in order. You sure don't have no control over your queendom, queen. Because they keep knocking your ass off of your pedestal every chance they get. And bitch, I promise you, I will knock you off of yours at WrestleMania. That's not something you have to worry about. I might be young and I might be all these things, but one thing about it and two things for sure. I am the WWE Women's Champion, and you want something that I have. So no matter what you say or how you move or what you talk about, I'm still the one you're chasing. I'm still at the top of the mountain, sweetheart. No matter how I got here, you still got to get to where I am again. And that's the end of that. That's an easy promo to cut. I ain't say nothing about Charlotte's motherfucking husband. I ain't say nothing about her losing her man. I ain't say nothing about her being alone, because all of that is irrelevant. Because she could be alone and still beat me for that championship at WrestleMania. So what the fuck do that matter? None of that matters. None of it. It's simple. Easy work. Cutting a promo is not hard, especially on these wrestlers, okay? And if you got to do all this extraness and you got to do research to figure out how to talk to somebody, you, my dear, are quite behind. You're behind the curve. You're in the no child left behind laws. And you need to come up to speed, honey. Okay? You got to get it together. Tiff cutting a fire promo now. Mic drop. Somebody got to do it. Tiffany Stratton don't know how to do it, and she is embarrassing my name. Embarrassing, honey. This is how I know her brain is smooth. Not her brain smooth. She better not feud with Hill, Naomi, or Rhea, because those are going to destroy her. Please. They need you on as a writer. I would love to work for WWE and be in that room. I would love to be in that room writing and helping them out. I would love to. Because I ain't even thinking about it. That's just off the cuff. But see, the problem is they won't want nobody like me back there, because I'm not finna listen to no stupid shit. I'm not finna do that. I'm not gonna listen to no dumb shit. I'm just not. But sometimes I'm not one of them people. I'm just gonna be like, I don't like that. That don't sound like it work. If you want this match to look like somebody is strong, make it look strong. Make it so that we got some good pieces in here. But they don't want to listen to me. They like stealing my stuff though. Pat McAfee. Shit. Anyways, let's get to the finals of the show. So, John Cena shows up after Cody Rhodes shows up. Cody Rhodes comes out there. It takes him forever to come out there. And then he don't even get to say nothing. John Cena come out there and he's talking. John Cena is very long-winded, but some of the stuff he says makes sense, right? So Johnny Boy basically tells Cody that when he won Elimination Chamber, he knew he was not going to be able to beat Cody Rhodes. But it was after he answered The Rock that he knew he was going to be able to beat him. That it's going to be easy. And Cena was just like, you are so busy keeping yourself enthralled with these fans that you're not paying attention. And he said these fans are going to turn on you the moment they get the chance. And he was like, he said, you doing all of this pandering to them, and as soon as they get the opportunity, they're going to shove that shit back in your face, which they were. In Vegas, they was booing the hell out of Cody Rhodes. Cody couldn't even talk, and they was booing him. Eventually, he was able to cut a promo to which they could not deny him, okay? But John Cena just kept going with basically what he was saying, and he was just like, the problem is you don't know when to pull the trigger. You don't have the cojones to do what's necessary in spite of these fans. You don't have what it is that's necessary. He said everybody that when you won was holding you up, big upping you, telling you congratulations, and he said I was the only one who didn't tell you that. He said, I was the one who basically was telling you the longer you hold this championship, the heavier it's going to be. But he said, you ain't got to worry about its heaviness because after Sunday, I will be the one having this championship and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to carry it out and I'm going to make sure that you don't get to have it and nobody else gets to have it ever again. Now, as he got ready to talk, the crowd was booing him, which I thought was very odd. I didn't understand that. I'm like, why are y'all booing him? Like, what is going on? Y'all was booing Bianca earlier. Y'all booing him. Like, girl, what is happening? So Cody Rhodes is like, John Cena, you in your feelings, you mad, you blaming the fans, but he said you ain't got no problem, with pandering to your new fan, to your new owners. Your ass was out on the Oscars, butt ass naked, pandering to the new people. I said, oh shit. Oh, I said, nah, he was naked. Well, he was naked. He was naked out there. He said, and all of that, none of that matters because it's still, the bottom line is your ass still can't wrestle. You can't motherfucking wrestle. And he said, and you can't. And that's your biggest pet peeve is everybody can see through your bullshit. So, he cut John Cena's ass up. I highly recommend that y'all go and find the clip. I think WWE has reposted it on their socials by now, probably all over TikTok, but y'all will be able to go see it. But he cut John Cena's ass up. Okay? Now, John Cena walked up to him and he was like, I don't have to know how to wrestle to beat you. And he poked Cody in the eye, tried to hit him with the attitude adjustment, but he ended up suffering a crossroads. This is the second time that John Cena has been laid out by Cody Rhodes after them going back and forth cutting promos. And that scares me because I feel like John Cena really is going to walk away with that championship on Sunday. And it's going to feel like you got punched in the fucking gut. The wind is gonna be let out of our sails. It's gonna be pure madness if that man gets that championship on Sunday. Because what is gonna happen if he gets it? Where do we go? That means Cody Rhodes, after being champion for a year and some days, is no longer WWE champion, and that is it's about to be nuts in this company if that shit happens. Okay. But be aware that we have noticeably not seen The Rock in any capacity. And usually he's very, very involved. Now, I don't know if The Rock is filming a new movie, which, he's like one of the top Hollywood actors in the world. So he probably is filming a new movie, but I don't know if he's filming a new movie or if because he might have been started to work on the live action Moana film. I don't know if he was doing that. I don't know what's going on. And we haven't seen Travis Scott. And honestly, Cody Rhodes owes Travis Scott a receipt. So I'm very curious as to how all of this is going to play out. But Cody Rhodes walked away unscathed, at least for now, unless they don't release something on Twitter and I missed it. It's going to be an interesting time. But if John Cena is talking the way he's talking and being this overly confident, that man got something up his sleeve for him to leave and walk away with his 17th championship. He's got something up his sleeve. So that was Smackdown, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. That's all. Let's get into Stand and Deliver predictions and Mania predictions. Before we do that, before we get into that, like I said, Rey Mysterio is injured. I don't know the extent of his injury. I'm not sure as to what is injured on his leg, but I do know that that man is injured. And from the way he could not walk out of that arena, he more than likely will not be wrestling tomorrow at WrestleMania. However, Kairi Sane did post an update on her, I think it was her X account, about her injury. And this was a while back, and I just forgot to talk about it. But she talked about how her injury and how she's recovering, and hopefully she'll be back soon in the E. And I miss Kairi Sane, so I hope she does come back. And Asuka has been dealing with a stalker situation. So they've been, and also she also had an injury. So she's been off TV because of that. And the stalker situation has been really hectic on her mentally. And WWE has been helping her through that as well. So shout out to Asuka. Shout out to Kairi Sane. Hope you guys are getting well mentally and physically. And we hope to see you guys soon. I just want to make sure you guys are okay. Before you come back, I hope you guys are okay. So let's get into Stand and Deliver, shall we? First things first, we have the D'Angelo family facing off against Dark State. Now, if you don't watch NXT, you more than likely won't understand what's happening here. And I'm going to do my best to explain this to you so you can have a better understanding of what you're going to be watching. In regards to the D'Angelo family going up against Dark State has been making their presence known since Vengeance. And that was back in February. They have been doing brutal attacks on people, very much Shield style. But the Shield had an agenda. They made it very clear what they were trying to do. Dark State hasn't really exposed what they were trying to do yet. And it's been some months, but they have been attacking just about any and everybody. They've destroyed Ava's office at least once. They attacked Robert Stone. They've attacked Obafemi and Javon Evans and Trick Williams. Every member of the D'Angelo family, with the exception of Rizzo, they've attacked everybody. Nobody is safe, and that is their moniker, that nobody is safe. In regards to the D'Angelo family, there seems to be some issues amongst the ranks in the D'Angelo family. Stacks, the underboss, is not doing well as an underboss. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The decisions that he makes, the plans he come up with, they all seem to fail. And he ends up looking like he's got egg on his face. In this point, they decided that they're going to have a 6-man tag team match against Dark State. This was after Stacks decided to fight them in the parking lot on some hood shit. They ended up getting beat up in the process, and Tony D'Angelo had to kind of scold Stacks to get him in line. Now, the boys have finally come to an agreement that D'Angelo's are going to work together. Tony is at the forefront, and of course, you have Dark State. Now, Dark State consists of Saquon Suggs or Sugars. I think his name is Sugars. Saquon Sugars, Osiris, and then they have Dion, and I never can remember that white boy's name. I never can remember his name. Then you have the D'Angelo family, and you've got Luca, Stacks, and Tony D'Angelo. Now, Rizzo is the only female in the D'Angelo family, and she more than likely will not compete. And 3 members of the Dark State will compete against the 3 members of the D'Angelo family. Let's move on. The next one we have is the women's tag team #1 contenders match. The women's tag team match is very simple. Every one of these women are going to compete for an opportunity to fight against the winners of the tag team match on Sunday with Liv Morgan, Raquel, and of course Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. So whoever wins in that match will defend the championships against the winner of this match and stand and deliver. So we have Gigi and Tatum. We have Fallon and JC. We have Roxanne and Cora Jade and the Metaphor Girls. Now, I'm going to tell you who I think should win in this match, but hold on. My pick in this match is going to be Dark State. I think Dark State is going to beat the D'Angelo family, and I think it's going to be because Stacks walks away and leaves Luca and Tony D'Angelo to compete on their own. In regards to the women ladies, okay? The women are going to compete in this match, but I do believe I have 2 people who could possibly win this match, or 2 groups who could possibly win. I believe it's either going to be Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, or it's going to be the Metaphor Girls. Those are the only 2 teams I think are going to win. I really believe it's going to be Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, though. They never really got a chance to run as tag team champions when they had the titles because Cora abdicated the title when they were champs. And I think that Liv and Raquel should be the ones to defend, but I'll get to them in a second. So those are my picks. You got the Dark State, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez or Metaphor Girls are going to win in this match. Moving on, we have the NXT Women's North American Ladder Match, okay? Now, this is for the Women's North American Championship, okay? And you have these 6 women who have all qualified. You have Zarya, Izzy Dane, Sol Ruka, Kaylani Jordan, Lola Vice, and Thea Hale. All 6 of these women are going to compete in a ladder match for the Women's NXT North American Championship. If I had to put my money on 3 of these competitors, now the last time I did this, I was dead ass wrong, but I'm going to stick to what my gut is telling me. I'm going to say it's going to be Thea Hale, Sol Ruka, or Lola Vice who are going to win this title. I don't think Izzy Dame is ready to be champion, honestly. Zarya, while I love Zarya, and I think Zarya would be great. Ew, you saw Tessa? Gross. Blech. Fuck that bitch. Oh my God. Cosplaying asshole. I don't like her. Anyways, I'm putting my money on Thea Hale, Lola Vice, or Sol Ruka. Those are my picks. Okay? Let's move on. She said I did a double take. Wowzers. We got Ricky Saints facing off against Ethan Page, and I am so torn about this specific match. I'm glad that they're having it. I think this is a good matchup for Ricky Saints and for Ethan Page, but I so don't want Ricky Saints to drop this title to Ethan Page. I really want him to keep moving and to have a really good run with this North American Championship. I so hope that Ricky keeps this title. Okay, but I truly do not know how they're going to to do this. So this one I don't have a definitive answer for. I want it to be Ricky Saints. I really do. But I'm not 1,000% sure on that. So I'm gonna leave that one open to chance. Okay. Then we have the NXT Tag Team Championships. Fraxium arguably is one of the greatest NXT Tag Team Champions of all time. Okay, having gone up against the best of the best in the company and outside the company, Fraxium is what they claim to be. Okay, but they're going up against a formidable team in Hank and Tank, who have been clawing their way to finding themselves as a tag team, and I believe that they have done that. Me personally, it's time for Fraxium to give up the game. Okay, I think Hank and Tank should take the titles. They can keep them for a little while and then drop them to a different tag team if that's what they want to do. But I would definitely give Hank and Tank their time to shine in the sun at Stand and Deliver. Fraxium have had many opportunities to shine. All right, moving on to the final bouts, so the final throws of this show. The NXT Women's Championship is being contested in a fatal four-way. Stephanie Vaquer is going to defend her championship against former champion Julia, Jordan Grace, a former TNA Knockouts champion, and newcomer Jada Parker. Now, all four of these women are staking their claim to the championship, and rightfully so for Stephanie. Each one of them cut a promo this past Tuesday, and it was good for all four of them. If I had to have my pick of two of the women in this match who could possibly win, Stephanie is definitely one of them. I think Stephanie has a higher chance of retaining. I think that she will. I'm going to put my money on Stephanie. And I do think that Jordan Grace would probably be a close second. But I have a sneaking suspicion that they might just swerve us and put this title on Jada Parker. Which I'm going to be honest, I don't have no ill will towards Jada Parker. I just don't want her to be champion like this. And I feel like she should have been in that 6-woman match for the North American Championship and not here for this championship. But I'm not the one who makes the decisions. Bald-headed ass Shawn Michaels does. So Shawn chose it. It is what it is. But personally, I would leave the title on Stephanie and let Stephanie and Julia have a proper feud and battle it out for this championship. I think the Fatal 4-Way is a bit much, but given the fact that the NXT Championship is contested in a triple threat, it was only fitting for the women to match that energy and even go a step further. But I'm going to put my money on Stephanie. I think Stephanie's going to retain her championship, and then it's going to lead to her facing off against Julia at a different time. Then you have the last of the dying breed, the big kahuna. The NXT Men's Championship is being contested in a triple threat match. Trick Williams is trying to regain his crown. Javon Evans is trying to get one. And of course, the ruler is maintaining his throne with the NXT Championship around his waist. I want chaos. I want mayhem. I want Javon Evans to be champion. And I don't care who wins because a black man is going to be NXT champion either way. So it really doesn't matter. But I want Javon Evans as champion. I want Javon Evans as the youngest NXT champion in history. This is what I want. I want history made. I need it. I need it in my life. So pull the trigger, Shawn Michaels. Stop messing with us. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Stand and Deliver predictions. We're moving into Mania. Let's do night 1 of WrestleMania. This match either will be scrapped or removed, or rather changed. Sorry. I told y'all Rey Mysterio got injured. So they probably will change this match. So I'm going to wait and see what they do. Hopefully they don't scrap it. Bring go back. Just move that stuff over here. And I'll take care of it. Hopefully they don't completely cut out the match and we still get what we need to see. But yeah, that match is going to be a donezo deal. Another non-title bout for Mania Night 1 is going to be Jade versus Naomi. Sorry. Now, I don't think their feud is going to be over no matter who wins. But I have a sneaking suspicion that Naomi's going to pick up the win in this match. And she is most definitely going to do it in the most dastardly way that she can. And I feel like she going to have some help in this bitch. I feel like Mania is going to have some ridiculous surprises on this card. Here, you can put this in the fridge before you lay down. So I don't bother you. I think Mania is going to have some crazy surprises on this card. But, yeah, I think Naomi's going to have some help in this and in this regard. Now, when we get to the triple threat with Bianca, I'm going to explain how Naomi could possibly impact that match in just a moment, okay? Because if Naomi loses in this match, right, she very well could be like Bianca didn't have her back, right? And that could lead to something that she does on night 2 if Naomi is going to keep up this crazy shtick that she's got going, which I'll get to in a second. If she wins, though, I don't see her doing nothing to Bianca if she wins, because that's just their way of maintaining the feud between her and Jade Cargill, okay? So if she loses, I have an idea. Now, the tag team titles are also being contested, and these are the Raw tag team titles. The New Day are facing off against the War Raiders. I'm going to go New Day. New Day probably going to win. Unless some crazy shit happen, which I keep seeing people say that Big E might come back and cost them the titles. My husband thinks he's going to show up and help them keep them. I don't know. But if they bring Big E out there and he helps them, I'm going to be double mad. When I say I'm going to be big mad, I'm going to be big fucking mad. He better not come out there and help them. Then you got Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. I'm going to put my money on Jacob Fatu. I love LA Knight. I think LA Knight is amazing. But I do not think that he is going to beat Jacob. And I think that giving Jacob the championship is going to really help bolster the United States Championship. LA Knight's doing a great job as champion. No lie. But I really want that mid-card to really start sizzling the way it should. And I feel like having Jacob hold the championship is about to be messy. It's about to be messy, child. And then this is supposed to be the first match of the night. Jey Uso is supposed to face off against Gunther.
They kicking the show off?
I think that's a good way to kick the show off. Shit. They did that with Seth and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, true.
It was a good way to kick off the show then. And they did it with Seth and Brock Lesnar. Yeah. They did it with them then. And I thought it was a good idea. It was really unprecedented then, but it was a good idea. It got it out the way, and it really had the beginning of that show heightened. Having Jey and Gunther kick off the show is a good look, in my opinion, especially if Jey Uso wins. Oh, if Jey Uso wins, the noise. Oh my God. Screams. 10s across the board. And then, of course, we have the girls. Charlotte and Tiffany are going to be fighting it out for that WWE Women's Championship. I'm putting my money on Charlotte Flair. Love her, hate her. Charlotte Flair is cool beans. I love Charlotte. I don't have no issues with Tiffany personally, but fuck that bitch. I hope Charlotte Flair beat her ass. You want a bully, bitch? I'll show you a bully. Like, And then finally, we have the main event of night one. CM Punk will face off against the Tribal Chief and Seth freaking Rollins. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I think. Okay? Look, I think that CM Punk or Seth Rollins is going to win this match. I do not believe for a minute that Roman Reigns is going to win. I believe that CM Punk or Seth is going to win. And I really want to lean closer to Seth Rollins winning this match, only because Seth and CM Punk are like 1-1 in their individual matches, and Seth ain't had a leg up on CM Punk this whole time that they've been feuding. CM Punk has been getting everything that he's wanted, everything he's ever needed, and Seth hasn't had the opportunity to change that in any way, shape, or form. And I just think it would just give some legs to their potential feud having a full culmination rather than, letting CM Punk win. He would have no reason to go back after seeing Seth Rollins in any way, shape, or form. He would have no reason to. So I don't know. I really would rather Seth win that match and just stir up some more chaos and trouble between him and CM Punk. Or you can let Seth revisit his feud with Roman and end that shit. But they could save that for like SummerSlam or something like that. They have some ways that they can stretch this out for Seth, Roman, and CM Punk in different avenues. But I would let Seth and CM Punk end their shit early. So I would let them go to Backlash, fight it out at Backlash, and then be done with it. But that's just me. But I'm going to stick with Seth as my number one pick for the winner of this match. And then I'll have CM Punk as a very close runner-up if he is to win this match. So we're going to move on to night 2, and then I'm going to be out y'all hair. I promise, okay? Night 2 has Logan Paul and AJ Styles. AJ Styles probably is going to win this match. If he does, great for AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles. I'd be happy for him if he won. But I'm really not interested in watching Logan Paul wrestle AJ Styles or anybody. I'm just not. If you are, great. This is probably going to be a fun match for you. But I'm not going to do it. Aaron Thierry said Seth got to win, in my opinion. I mean, I ain't mad at it. If he does, I won't be mad at it. It's definitely going to extend some feuds here if he does win, so I'm not mad at it. Then you have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, whoever wins this match, it really doesn't matter to me. This is just a way for those two to get on the card and to beef. And they should, because they do have a story past, and their particular rises to titles have always been intertwined with each other for some odd reason. So these two battling it out, I'm not quite sure of who should win, but I'm going to put my money on Damian Priest just because I feel like he deserves to have a leg up on Drew. But given the fact that last year Damian Priest did beat Drew McIntyre, I'm gonna say that Drew is more than likely going to be the one to win this match. Then you have the tag team championships by the women being defended and contested. Liv and Raquel are going to defend the titles against Lyra and Bayley. I think Liv and Raquel should retain, and they should be the ones defending their championships in NXT against the number one contenders who will win at Stand and Deliver. So I'm going to put my money on Liv and Raquel. Finally, you've got the Fatal 4-Way, which I think will be the sleeper cell of this entire Mania bout. And I'm going to put my money on Dominic Mysterio becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Now, this probably sounds very odd to a lot of people, but I promise you, when he gets it, Judgment Day is going to implode from the inside. Brian Breaker is going to lose his shit, attack everybody because he's going to be mad he's lost his title. And Penna and, Finn's going to lose his shit. And Penna's just going to be like, I'll get another shot. Like, everybody's going to be crashing out if Dominic Mysterio becomes champion. And this would go all over social media and probably won't be one of the biggest videos on socials if Dominic Mysterio becomes champion. Oh, it's fucking money. That is gold. At Mania, bitch, I'm going to put my money on Dom. If Dom doesn't win, more than likely Braun will retain. I just don't see Finn Balor winning this title in any way, shape, or form. But I'm putting my money on Dominic Mysterio for sure. Then in this match, I don't think Rhea Ripley's getting that title back at all. In fact, I believe that Io Sky is going to retain. Now, if Naomi loses at Mania, I believe she's going to target. I want Finn to win, but they gave up on that man a long time ago. Aaron, I'm so sorry. But Finn's not going to win because Finn is in his own way. We're talking about kayfabe. We're not talking about reality. I think Finn is happy where he is in terms of the company, but if he wants more, Triple H will listen, and he more than likely will get more. But it's time for Finn to make a change as well, if we're being honest. Anywhoosies, if Naomi loses on Saturday, and after what we saw today, I suspect that she will cost Bianca the opportunity at winning this championship, forcing Bianca to go back to SmackDown and truly face the madness that is her two ex-best friends fighting each other. And she's also going to be involved. This will make the story bigger and make it more interesting to watch. Now, if we go with the theory that everybody's thinking of, is that, Bianca put Naomi up to this to attack her, is very interesting because I would have imagined that Naomi would have peeped her whole card this whole time. But if what y'all believe to be true is true, that Bianca is a snake in the grass as well, then Naomi will just keep Bianca from winning this championship on Sunday, and then she will expose Bianca Friday, making this, Jade having 2 targets instead of 1. That's how I would set it up if what y'all say is true. But I would still have Naomi. Hello, Kenny Ken. I would still have Naomi go after Bianca, cost her title, and bring her back to SmackDown, and let Io, Rhea, and whoever she wants to fight it out in the end, fight it out. I also would send Rhea Ripley to SmackDown when they do the trade, so that Bianca and Rhea can have a true feud with each other, and it really work out in its favor later on down the line. But that's how I would do this to keep some things going. Okay. Oh, Lord. She tore up again. And finally, we have John Cena facing off against Cody Rhodes. I hate that I'm saying this. I don't think that Cody's going to retain that championship. I think Cody's going to lose at Mania on Sunday. And I am terrified. I am scared. Okay? I am scared. I think that John Cena is really going to take that championship from Cody. Now, if he doesn't, I'll be surprised if he doesn't get it. I do think that Cody will get that title back at some point. But God, I would lose my ever-loving mind if Cody Rhodes, that's going to suck. I know, babes. I know he's injured. I saw the injury happen. I know. It's really sad. That's going to suck ass. But you know what? It's all for the story. So I'm very, very interested in how it's going to play out. By the way, yes, this is John Cena's last Mania match, but this isn't going to be John Cena's last match at all. John Cena is still scheduled to be a part of WWE all the way out until October of this year. So he still has some work to do. This is supposed to be a 10-month tour that he's supposed to be on, and he still has some work to do. So he more than likely will disappear with this title leaving Cody and everybody else to be like, what the fuck do we do now? We'll just have to wait and see. But I have a strange feeling that that's what's going to happen. And Monday Night Raw is going to be in shambles on Monday. It's going to be absolute anarchy on Monday, okay? But I'm here for all the mess. I'm here for all the emotions. I'm here for all the drama, okay? Now listen to me. Please do your girl a big solid and go on over to my fourth wall, okay? Go on over to my fourth wall and check out the merch because we have merch. Okay. I'm going to put the link to my merch over here on Instagram. Oh, just post it. I'm going to put it over here. Child, I posted half the link. You can also get the link in my bio if you guys want to go and shop. But y'all can shop my merch and go get the merch. We have merch over here. And it's cute merch. I'm proud of my merch. Go and check it out. We got plenty of stuff up there for everybody. A lot of the stuff goes up to 4 and 5X depending on the shirt. Okay. And I've already posted my menu for WrestleMania. It is in my stories over here on Instagram, and it is in my post over here on YouTube. If y'all want to go over there and make some stuff that I'm making, you definitely can. I'm making dinner twice. Okay, I have a lot of work to do tomorrow. I prepped today. I still have to go down there and cook for tomorrow. And we're having a hot dog bar with all types of fixings on the hot dogs, French fries. I'm making tea for everybody. We're going to sit downstairs, watch wrestling, and have a good time. Unless I get too uncomfortable, then I'm bring my ass back upstairs. Then I got to go back downstairs tomorrow because I got to make mac and cheese. We're making brisket. We're making sweet potatoes. We're making roasted potatoes. We're making green beans instead of asparagus because the store was out of asparagus. And I am making a cheesecake tomorrow as well. We got a lot going on over here at the Epps household, okay? But I'm going to try my hardest to film everything. I'm also going to go live on YouTube and cook a few things because I promised my subscribers that I would do that over here. And I appreciate y'all for coming over here and listening to me rant and rave about wrestling. I know I'm long-winded. I know I am loud, child, but listen. It's all for the greater good, okay? I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy Stand and Deliver, okay? Please watch Stand and Deliver. I know a lot of people don't like NXT, but please go watch it. It is a good show. It is worth the hype. It's worth it. You will really enjoy it. The people over there at NXT, amazing competitors. Go watch it, okay? And make sure y'all stick around because about 4 or 5 hours later, the kickoff for Mania starts. Mania starts at 7 on Sunday, okay? And on Saturday. It starts at 7. All right? So we got a lot going on. Okay? We got a lot. Make sure y'all show up. I'm going to go live right after Stand and Deliver over here on YouTube and over here on Instagram. And that's going to be like around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then I will go live again after Mania. I'm going to be doing a lot of work. But it's because I love y'all. And we're going to go over the shows and how we felt about it and everything. So I appreciate y'all for coming in here listening to me rant and rave for a couple hours. I've been live for an hour, 30 minutes. Cool. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow after Stand and Deliver. Please watch it. I can't beg y'all enough. Please watch it. All right. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.